Even though the Dollar Tree is still filled with some Christmas pieces, we are going to be looking for some items that we can turn into some gorgeous winter decor pieces that you can leave out like for the rest of the winter season. Please hit the thumbs up button and let's jump on into it. So we are getting super close to Christmas, and you don't just want to keep making a lot of Christmas decor pieces that you're going to have to store away. So I love to go ahead and transition into crafting winter projects. I always miss when I have to store away my gorgeous Christmas lit up decor. It makes me so sad because I just feel like all of that Christmas decor makes the house so cozy. So it's fun to make some projects that are going to last throughout the entire winter, kind of be like more neutral projects, bring in a lot of more like snowman decor rather than Santa and reindeers. So we are making some fun projects that you're going to be able to keep out for another couple of months. First up, I'm taking this glass candle holder container just from Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and taped it off with some painter's tape, gave it some really fun, unique little gray stripes. I didn't get these perfect, so I just took a little tool and scratched away the excess paint. I had some little wooden ornaments, and this is a perfect time to like grab your extra Christmas pieces. You could paint them brown or gray or green to go more of like a neutral color tree versus all of the red decor. But you can see I used this little natural ornament that I had on hand, added a little bit of greenery, and this is going to add the perfect cozy touch to your home, but getting rid of all of the reds and not being sad storing away all of that Christmas decor. If you're anything like me, you'll have extra Christmas signs on hand, and you can recycle these or put them to good use to create some fun winter projects. I like to take 2 signs, connect them together with these jumbo popsicle sticks that I pick up at Walmart. I fill in the little holes. You can use wood filler or hot glue, and then go ahead and paint this white. And like I mentioned, keeping more of like a neutral look. It just like makes your home so calming after all of the color and the busyness. My house is always so full after Christmas, so I kind of am relieved whenever I get to put up neutral decor that's a little bit more calming. Even though I love the Christmas decorations, but it always gets so stressful with all of the new toys and clutter that I just like to be as minimal and just kind of relaxing as I can after Christmas. Back to this project. This is one of my favorite hacks ever. After I got my signs painted white and let that completely dry, I just fold over a piece of sandpaper, and this I'm using like a straight edge level that I got from the Dollar Tree, but you could use any type of ruler or anything straight, but I love to just scratch the paint off so it looks like real boards, and this actually looks like a little palette sign. I also picked up one of these Let It Snow wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree. I just stained that with like a grayish color that I had, added these little wood beads to the top as well as some snowflakes. But how gorgeous is this sign? It doesn't look like Christmas at all, but perfect for the winter season. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. I discovered if you take one of these plastic snow globes from the Dollar Tree, turn one of these like bubble vases upside down, it fits on there and it looks just like a snowman. So this is adorable. It's a super fun project. You could make this with kids or make this a family fun craft project. But all I did was pour some white paint in the top snow globe and just coated that with the white paint. You also could take a paintbrush and actually just paint the inside or use spray paint. But after I got both of them white, I glued them on top of each other and then started playing around with decorating up this snowman. So I added a little black sock at first and I didn't like it, so I added in a gray one. I did use a little bit of hot glue to give him kind of like a 3D nose. You do kind of have to be careful. I would turn my hot glue gun down to a low setting to do that because it does want to kind of warp on the plastic snow globe a little bit. But then went in with the back of my paintbrush, gave him some big eyes, a little mouth, painted the nose, and tied a ribbon for the scarf. This is the perfect time to take advantage of all of the extra glassware that you have, maybe excess candles from the year that you haven't got to burn up yet. I know during Christmas time, I always get a lot of candles gifted to me, so I like to use the old ones for different things. Right now, I'm using Dollar Tree candles for these projects, but like I say, always just use what you have on hand, and you can use leftover candles that are just halfway burnt. But I have these gorgeous snowflake dishes that I found at Dollar Tree, but I have tubs and tubs of like old dishes and stuff that I could pull out and use. But just to show you all like the current products that are out at the store, I love this silvery finish on these. Filling these up with candles, I just stick the little wicks back in there, cut them down, and these look so gorgeous and elegant and would be so fun to like sit around to celebrate the New Year's. I'll admit I am busy all year long, so I like to take time off in December just for me time, and something that I find really relaxing is painting. Not that I'm a pro artistic painter or anything like that, but I do enjoy just the occasional snowman or something easy to do. So I found one of these like snow globe shaped signs from the Dollar Tree. I'm flipping it backwards and then just having fun with it. I use some kind of like aqua color paint mixed with some white paint, and I'm using chalk paint here. It really doesn't matter what you use. I do like chalk paint though, because I feel like you get a lot better coverage. It dries a lot faster, but I'm just kind of mixing in and streaking this so it will look like a real snow globe. It also gives it some dimension and character mixing the paint like that. Painted the bottom gray because I'm going to add Let It Snow to the bottom, and just had fun with it. I pulled up a Pinterest pictures on my phone, typed in snowman or snowman wooden signs or wooden door hangers, and you can get some incredible ideas on how to paint the snowman. So of course we all know to put 2 or 3 snowballs together to create the snowman, but for some really fun details and some ideas, maybe you're not the best at coming up with like how the face needs to look or the hat or the scarf. So all you have to do is kind of look off of one of these Pinterest pictures and get the look that you're going for. So I thought this was so cute. I would have just dotted the eyes, but it kind of looks like he's like really cheesy happy, and then adding in a scarf and a hat. This was so easy to do, but I feel like he turned out really cute. You could even like let this dry and then glue on a little heart in his hand or glue a little greenery to his hat. I just went as simple as possible. I did use the back of my paintbrush to make it look like snow was falling, but I feel like what really makes this pop is outlining it with this black paint marker. Now you do have to be careful with this Sharpie like oil-based paint marker. It will bleed if you spray it with like a clear coat, so be careful to not spray the specifically oil-based pen. You just want to use a regular paint marker for that. But I feel like this turned out super cute. I added a bow, painted some little letters, and I love this. This is perfect to enjoy all winter long. Okay, next up, this is like the quickest, easiest DIY ever, but it looks so elegant and gorgeous and really looks like you tried. Pick up some of these tall candlestick holders from the Dollar Tree. I just kind of wiggled the top back and forth until it popped off. It does leave a little bit of sharp metal, so be careful with that. You could apply some hot glue to kind of keep it safer. But I just kind of used my pliers and pulled away any of the excess metal. And then I spray painted these gold, and then using some of these gorgeous snowflakes from the Dollar Tree, I glued them on these stands, and they look so pretty sitting on a table. These are really fragile, so you want to make sure that you're careful when you're working with these. I didn't break any, but I felt like they would have if you would have like been really rough with these. But I tried to push them to the top as tall as I could while keeping the ugly piece in the middle of the snowflake so it wouldn't show. And these just look so gorgeous and high end to me. I found so many pieces like this on higher end websites that were crazy expensive, so it's just fun getting to put these together for just a few bucks and getting to enjoy them, and once again making it feel so cozy and bringing in all of these icy crystals. We don't get a ton of snow, but it does snow a few times here, so it's just fun to kind of celebrate that and enjoy the rest of the winter season before everything just turns to rain and a muddy mess. Next, I grabbed a couple of these Christmas circles, but they also sell just the regular crafty circles in the crafting section. But I went ahead and cut off this little ornament piece at the top, so I did get the perfect circle, and going to create a really fun sign hanger that you can make over to fit your decor style. But for this, I'm using some mineral color chalk paint to go ahead and coat the entire thing and let that completely dry. I had some leftover really fun like plaid ribbon that looked all wintry and cozy, so I'm going to be using that to create a bow for the top. I make a super simple double bow, tie that together with some jute twine, and then gluing that to the top. I really wanted to add some character and not just paint the words directly on the sign and look like they were just floating around. So I thought it would be fun to use some painter's tape and create a couple of different size like stripes on here that were going to be as big as the word I was going to use. So for the top one, I used like the silver lining bright gray color, and then for the bottom one, I used more of like a darker steel color, and then using some black stickers. I love playing around with stickers. I know they're going to peel off, but if you Mod Podge over them, they'll stay down really nice. And sometimes if your sticker is not even the right color for the project you want to use, I've even like painted over them and then used them the same way. So many ways you can put them to good use. I didn't have any large white stickers. I really wanted this to have contrast to it and look different, so I just freehanded it. I know freehanding like scares me to death. I do not ever want to ruin my project, but I feel like something like a 4-letter word isn't the worst to kind of just freehand that. Added in a snowflake and a wooden bead hanger, and I feel like this is perfect to put on the door. I am using a baby fleece blanket just because I love this pattern, but you can use any of Dollar Tree's like scarves. That would be perfect for this project. I'm also using one of these microfiber like car drying rags or towels, and I'm going to be using that for the fluffy mittens. But I had some of these mittens left over from Walmart a few years back, and I thought it would be fun to kind of upgrade them or get to use them in an upgraded look. So I want to keep those the same, but I thought it'd be fun to make some of these gray gingham ones to go with it and just make an entire garland. Now, Walmart's ornaments are, these I think were around $2.50 or $3, and that would have been expensive if you just wanted to buy them individually. So getting to make them like this is not only getting to make them custom, but saving you some money. So I just kind of traced the little mitten. I wish I would have gave it even more room to glue it together, but I added some hot glue, turned this inside out after it was completely cooled down, and then just use some more of the baby blanket to kind of fill it up so it does look stuffed like the original little mitten I'm kind of looking at, and then using the microfiber towel to cut down and then glue around the top to give it more of like a cozy mitten look. And then you can go in and attach these to your string, and then I add in some greenery so that they do match and coordinate with the original white mittens. And next, I am making something that's kind of been like a classic on my channel forever. When I first started YouTube, I made different versions of these for Christmas, and everyone loved it. I was so excited about it. So I've upgraded these over the years. I found this vase-shaped glass piece that I used for the top to make it look like a vintage lantern, and then really anything will work for the bottom. Any of like the oil heaters from Dollar Tree, or these little vase shapes, and then I filled it full of some fun like wintry pieces. I did add in some red berries for Christmas, but you could easily just leave those out if you want more of like a neutral look. I am using these LED candles. They have a removable base that you can glue down, so you're able to still pull the candle out, change the batteries, or twist it to turn it on. I added in some little ribbon, but once again, you could make this a neutral ribbon, added in some bells, but this looks so cozy to me. Just once again, still getting to add in some lit up pieces so I'm not missing all of my Christmas pieces. Next, when making some winter projects, you can't go wrong just by adding in some like greenery or green trees. So I wanted to create a little stand where I could display some of the gorgeous Dollar Tree like fake little trees that they have out. I am using some of these little wooden pieces. I used 2 longer ones and 2 shorter ones just to create like a little rectangular shape, and then glue these together. And then this is super easy. I just stain it and glue 3 of the trees in the bottom and add a little sign to the top. These are the bottle brush trees that I went with. They do have a little bit of the gold detailing on them. I would have rather them not just kind of been flocked, but I went ahead and went with it since it was still neutral. I feel like it still did not look Christmassy. I had this farm fresh sign. This did come from the Dollar Tree in a pack of little wooden words. I whitewashed over it, or just kind of brushed over that, glued that to the top. I feel like it looks really cool kind of hanging off of the top like that, but this looks really fun. I have it styled with some Christmas decor, but just alongside some like lanterns or snowflakes. I feel like this would blend in to be perfect. At the end of each crafting season, I always have a ton of these like metal containers or metal vases left over, these little planter pots. So I wanted to make this over. I had one that was like a random W, so I went ahead and painted over that with white just to leave a little bit of metal at the top and the bottom to add extra detail. And then using some window clings, which is one of my favorite ways to dress up a planter or a pot like this for winter time. I had one that had just some little evergreen trees as well as some deer. So stuck that on there with a glue stick and then Mod Podged over the entire thing so that these did not peel off. I feel like what makes these look so gorgeous is adding these little rope handles to both sides. I just tied knots in them, glued them on with some hot glue. You also could drill a hole, but these look really cute. Then you can add in any type of greenery that you'd like. Dollar Tree always puts out tons and tons and tons of these little MDF pieces. They have like jars and houses, and there's so many ways you can make these over. So I tried to peel off all of the front, but it was kind of a struggle. So I flipped these over and painted the back, painted them white, gave them a little black lid, added a little piece of ribbon just for a decor piece around the top, and then taking the back of my paintbrush, I add in the perfect little snowman face and dress these up. Next up, I'm going to work on the little houses. They did have these felt flowers on the front. Once again, tried to get them off, but ended up flipping them over. Painted this white after removing the labels. And I feel like what would make these really cute is to add a little roof to the top that would kind of make a little bit of an overhang. So using some jumbo popsicle sticks, I love these from Walmart. I use them on like every other project. I cut these down to size so that I could glue these to the top and then get to decorate the house itself. I added in some jute twine and made a little ornament. I had these little star ornaments from the Target dollar spot, but Dollar Tree also sells some tiny, just little plain wooden pieces and ornaments. They have tons of snowflakes and like wooden sticker sheets that you can use for this project. I dressed it up by adding a little bit of white stitching around the star and a little bit of extra greenery. I just wanted to say I hope you all have the very merriest Christmas ever and happy holidays. I know that Christmas crafting is super fun and it's sad when it's all over, especially if you still have some extra time. Maybe you're not having to work as much, or everyone's just at home and you need something to do. So it's super fun to create like long-lasting memories. I remember growing up, we crafted all the time, and we always had like our grandmas over and our aunts and family just to spend time together and craft. And yeah, those projects didn't always turn out perfect, or maybe they fall apart in a couple of years and you kind of have to glue them back together. But it is super fun pulling out those tubs every year and pulling those crafts out, and I have just laughed and enjoyed the memories. You always remember like where you made that at and who you were with and all of the fun memories that go along with crafting. So once again, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll still be on here on YouTube, just not as often for the next few weeks, but I just wanted to jump on here and say hello and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the year.